Fair warning, this video is not short, so you might want to grab tea, coffee, small snack, a pillow before we get started. So go ahead, pause this, I'll wait for you. Well, hello, my name is Rowana and I am the designer for the Sojourner Travelers notebooks, planners, and other leather goods. On this channel, I talk about our products, journaling, planning, travel, stationery, and basically anything that will help keep you documenting your life as it happens. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will be notified the next time I upload a new video. This video footage is a table talk session that I took while I was in Canada this past July for a Toronto meetup. These ladies were kind enough to let me document this session for you in its very raw form. I want you to feel like you're sitting right there with us, chatting it up, enjoying each other's company over a cup of tea. There are two parts to this table talk, so what you're about to see is part one. Please let me know by commenting below if you enjoyed this, if it has helped you connect with us, and if you'd like to see more of this in the future. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
2.0.
Okay.
So nicely wrapped.
No.
All the hoop lines are gonna go.
No. That's it. 2 point what?
I love the color.
Oh my
gosh, that's beautiful.
Look at that. Goodness.
That's
Goodness.
stunning.
When did you think of that?
That is
How
so
sweet is that?
Oh, did you get that from documented Brie?
Yes.
No.
She was the artist this
way. Oh.
on the first one, yeah.
So
And I
she
didn't
included one in every one of your subscriptions.
include, yeah.
Yeah,
that's I asked her
fantastic.
to
That's
provide me with
wonderful.
this right here
Yes.
is,
Yes.
I didn't mention this on the video, which hasn't even gone up yet, so it's for here, well this is her business card for here. If you want to put it there, whatever you want to do with it.
Like how great,
Wow.
it's
This
so
is
light.
gorgeous. So what size is this?
Moleskine. So it is for a it's made for a Moleskine specifically. But I asked her
So
to
that's
make
a white.
to make it
And is that watercolor paper? Feels like
Tomoe River and mixed media.
mixed media, so it's a mixture.
Now the ones that are ordered will not get this.
Right, no, because you only do that yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the extra
Oh,
stationery
yes,
for
that
the
makes
subs.
sense. Yep, that makes sense.
And Dacola pencil from her, that is
Oh, that is
awesome.
beautiful.
Did you see the binding, how it's
I
found?
know, she does the straight.
That and
Oh,
here.
up here, I know, I was looking at it. I love this.
That is so cool. I love the rivets, they're beautiful. They're rustic looking.
Rowena, you
gonna
have
be
done yourself in
thrilled.
this one.
Oh, they're gonna be thrilled. People are gonna love it.
I've been drooling over caribou for for a long time. Do you remember when I wanted caribou? For one thing.
You've
didn't you?
never?
No, I wanted a caribou. The first folio, before you started selling folios, and I asked you to make one for my husband.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And then I wanted one. And I was gonna go for caribou, but I ended up going for stag. Because you had a really nice marked piece. Because I wanted a marked caribou.
I remember
Because I don't have a marked caribou, but I have a marked steak. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll get caribou later. And every time I go to order caribou,
Something comes up.
well, you'll come out, like the violet one came out, and then, the turmeric came out. And then I forget all about my plain dark brown. Because
Right.
it's plain,
Yes.
and you want the next newest thing. So
I have some new colors coming up too.
See,
Oh,
I'm still, it's been 3 years and I still don't have caribou.
You can get the
I love
caribou's
caribou.
amazing.
And I like that
It's
specialty
amazing.
pocket that you
Yeah.
put on them.
So
So I really
beautiful.
think I need to plug in my,
Love it.
it is. I've been wondering ever since you've been saying, 2.0 is a folio, but it's not, like it's revamped. I'm like, how can you revamp a folio?
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought,
you
you know
just
what I
did.
thought it was gonna be? Strings. The folio, but with strings. That's what I thought you were gonna do. I'm like, is that
And
what a 2.0
actually-
is?
I actually thought that when I opened this and I saw the string on the outside, and I thought, there's strings in here.
Yeah, but I already do that
Oh, I
sometimes.
know, it was a bad guess.
I have to do something totally new, you know?
Exactly.
And I'm excited to try Brie's journal.
Mm-hmm.
Been debating.
Yeah, she did a good job.
Yeah,
Well, when
very
I went to
good.
Colorado and I saw her notebooks,
Oh,
because
yes.
I got to feel it and touch it. And so when I got back, I thought I wanted to do something with her, specifically with the subs. And then I thought, you know, this would be perfect. Well, she wasn't really, I don't think she was making Moleskine size. And so I asked her to make these, and so she did. And right before she left, we went back and forth before she went on her vacation.
Yep.
And I'm like, at least I need them by the beginning of July. And she said, no, I'm gonna push to get them done so that you can have them and all that. Because I had to figure out what color cover. I wasn't sure what leather I was gonna use because, believe it or not, I have a lot of leather that's different, that was debatable. So I wasn't sure what I'm gonna use. I have a lot of leather that's coming up.
Gosh.
Do you know the other thing I get questioned all the time? As you can see, she doesn't tell me, right? She
Not
does
always.
it.
Oh, what
She'll
the next
hint,
letter?
She'll
Hint.
hint. Do you know what Roland this next letter is gonna be? Should I wait? Cause I was gonna order this today, but what's the next color? Or, you know, what's the, I don't know.
This is why I don't tell you.
No.
Then you don't have to
Then
say,
you
I don't
have the
know.
pressure. That's a
Yeah.
very good idea.
The only one I knew
Yeah.
was the size you were doing, cause I was doing the monkey dance. So you had to tell me the
Right.
size,
Right.
and you sent me one to make sure.
Right.
That is the only one I've known. She never discloses it, but everybody assumes
That you have the intel.
Yeah,
that I have
inside
that
scoop.
intel, and I don't get it.
Anyway, Maria's ready to open this.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
you guys pick whichever, because I don't know.
Are they all different?
Slightly.
That's not fair. How do we figure
No.
that
Oh, no, they're
out?
all, they're
No,
all
I don't mean on
folios.
there, but I mean like that's.
They're all folios, they're all A5s. They're all designer. I didn't come up with a whole new design for this one, sorry.
Close your eyes.
It's like card game.
Okay. There you go. Okay, done.
All right.
Oh, this is the one that they wanted a special order for this special time, so all four of us have the same one.
Oh
Yes, yes, yes.
my.
Oh my gosh,
I love red thread. It is so.
This is such a labor of love, you guys.
I
I
know
know,
it is.
I know I'm gonna get asked to start putting them on, and I'm gonna have to say no. It's not easy to put those on.
No?
No.
No, and production would slow down for the studio if we had to stop and put
What about
this.
if you put them in with the, they have those,
Right.
what's the word? I'm not crafty that
No,
way.
I know
Those
exactly.
little-
Brads,
Yes.
they
Like
also have
brads.
brads.
Yeah,
You can put brads.
yeah, so.
I
if you
don't
put
want
brad-
it, I don't want it.
Oh, you don't want to
No.
do, start
No,
doing
because
that.
you know what too, every production is such that I have to streamline it so that it keeps moving along.
It's like,
Totally different.
it's like really chocolatey, milk chocolate.
Oh, it's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
So, production, I have to streamline production for us to be able to get stuff out within the 10 days. So if I had to do this, it would have to just halt. And, you know what I mean? Because it's a little bit more harder to make. And also, we don't just slap this on. I had to literally take a tachometer ruler and make sure that these are
Oh my
equal on
goodness.
all sides so that it's straight.
Yeah, see, I
So
would've just
that
been
would-
right going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
That would take a long, so it takes time.
It is just.
So I have mine already. I've been
Hiding
doing
it today?
Yeah.
What are the differences? Just the
I
markings
think
on the leather?
cuts of the pocket maybe.
They're
Oh,
actually
yeah.
not the same.
They're different leathers.
It's hard to see because it's dark right now.
Oh, you got
God,
your
it's
photo.
stuffed.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's kind of cool when it's done.
gosh.
Oh, I love that one.
Beautiful. What did you name?
L'chaim, to life.
Oh my goodness. Love, love, love it.
So the markings on here.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yep, absolutely. I love it.
You're gonna get requests for this one. I'll have to switch out of my yellow and start using that one.
Actually, this leather is also very limited. In fact, I don't think I have any
And luck.
that will work.
I just adore it. I think it is absolutely.
I've been saving it. I hoard leather. Yeah.
Oh,
I wait until the Folio subscription.
You did a video, I can't remember how long ago it was, and you could see, I didn't see it until somebody sent me a message, and then I went back and looked. You could see turmeric, you know, so you did a video at the, and you could see turmeric in the background. Of course, you're sold out, but I said, well, that's probably the scraps for her pockets.
Mhm. I have said it's for pockets, because
Right.
I want everybody to be able to have pockets.
Yeah.
Because they really want the turmeric, and it's a very small piece.
Turmeric
How
got
funny.
sold.
Yes, I saw that.
And of course, my big
Heartbreak.
thing was, and I'm like, of course, the one journal he has to soak is the
Yeah.
one that is an unavailable leather. He couldn't soak the other 50.
I just didn't, you know, it's one of those things, it's a video, and sometimes I get so tired of trying to fix things and make things look good that I just go, you know what? And then I thought, well, people might want to see what a working studio looks like.
Absolutely.
Here it is. You know,
Absolutely.
I made especially.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my gosh, really? You
So it's matching.
Where's your matching?
Oh, it's hitting summer.
It's
Oh.
tea in there. Peach cobbler.
So it's a little tea.
This is
Tea.
wonderful.
Yeah. So someone asked me, I think it was my husband, he said, why would anybody need a piece of leather for tea? I'm like, you don't understand. If you drink tea, you go traveling, a lot of times
Yeah.
you don't like the tea they have available, or they don't have hot tea, or, you know, you could just get hot water and then you have your own tea. So
Yes.
you need bags for tea.
So nice.
But you can also use it for business cards.
I
That's
thought at
true.
first, but I think it's, yeah, it's too short. I thought when I saw it at first, it was the watercolor brushes, but they're higher.
Right.
Right, they're higher. I'm a terrible judge of distance or length.
So gorgeous. Thank you so much. That is just stunning.
It's gorgeous.
The feel of this leather is amazing.
So that's the same leather as,
As the my son likes it when your packages come and never get any tea.
oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just grabs the.
He likes the tea.
That's the best.
He's a tea drinker, like more so. I like tea. but
Yes.
Coffee's my
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
So when he likes different flavored teas.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing.
Uh-huh.
I love it. What's the lemon milk butter?
Mhm.
Oh,
it's
that's
so
amazing.
good.
That's
I
from
can't
Target.
find it.
Target. I brought
Oh,
some.
US one.
So good.
It's funny because I get emails sometimes and they say, oh my gosh, how did you know that's my favorite tea? And I'm like,
I didn't.
yeah.
It's nice
We're
when you
good.
hit it on the
Yeah.
nose
Yeah.
though, right?
I'm good like that. No.
Finally have one that's
Oh.
gonna make me switch out of mine. I thought the violet that I ordered.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't put anything in my violet.
You haven't? No? Could you?
I can't make, I couldn't make myself switch out of my turmeric.
Well,
And even when the new one
understandable.
came from Honey, that
Yeah.
I bought, hadn't been used, I still haven't switched into that.
Oh,
It's funny because when I saw her post that, I DM'd her in what I thought was a heartbeat. She said, it's gone already. I'm like, what?
Oh, I saw that and I was like, boom.
And I'm like, I bet you it was Rebecca's. Hers was soaked.
it almost just makes you.
went totally like.
Oh, you went natural.
That is gonna be
Beautiful.
Tina beautifully.
Isn't it?
Oh,
Oh,
Sure, okay.
oh, that's gorgeous. And the natural leather's stunning.
Well, what's funny is I actually originally wanted to do it in the natural color, this
Mhm.
first one,
Mm-hmm.
But then when I did that video, I mentioned how the whole reason for the folio is because people like the new leather or and I'm like, wait, this isn't new leather. We offer this leather.
Right.
So I had to go back to the drawing board because there's only so many leathers that can work with this design to make, well, anything can work, but for me, I like
Make
things
it
to
lightweight.
lay lightweight and
And lay
lay
flat.
flat, lay nice, all that I consider. And so I thought, well, this is something we already offer, so someone's gonna say, wait, I thought it's new leather
Right.
that
Somebody will
Right.
always say.
you've not offered before. So it's
Right.
like, yeah, okay, I better find a different leather. So I looked through my stash and thought,
Yeah, I'm like,
I think anything
See?
can go.
Oh, wonderful.
and the ink ran from one of my pages.
Oh, it still looks
Oh,
beautiful.
it still looks great, Babette. It's not. It's actually not as obvious.
But I couldn't make myself give it up even
Yeah.
when the new one came.
So here I started using like I
Oh,
said.
you're doing it like a
Oh, yes.
art book?
I talk about this on the video that I'm supposed to be editing. But what I like about it is it's for, you can use this nicely for a write-in journal, meaning you just write in it. That you don't embellish it, you don't do any of that because it gets too thick, right?
Yes.
And-
I had one page, I have to admit, and I've never done it before in my life. I was waiting for you to comment today, actually, because it was that much thicker than every other page. Where I had this page,
Mhm.
it's like cardboard.
Mm.
You can see writing behind it. So this is 3 pages glued together.
Ah.
Because what I wrote,
Yeah.
even I didn't want to
Right.
look back. That was it.
Oh, good one.
And that's never happened to me before
Right.
where even I.
Yes.
So I just got
Something
my glue
shifts
out.
sometimes.
And it was just,
Yeah.
it's the first time it's ever happened.
Mm.
And it was only one day. And I hadn't journaled the week before that. So
Wow.
I guess I just let out all the, what do they call it, heart vomit?
Yes. Yeah.
What about you, Lori? Do you write things that are,
Confidential separately.
or even about your kids?
I do write things about my kids, but I haven't written anything negative about them in it. So that when I talk about them, I keep it more as a documenting
Right.
of things that they've said or stuff that we've done together, that kind of thing. So so I don't have anything in there that I would worry about them reading.
It would be interesting because they're still very small.
Yeah.
But when they're older and they're young adults, I feel that they can hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
When they're young,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
they can't really hurt your
Well,
feelings.
no.
Well, they're
because
not doing
little.
it intentionally, and not that I really think they're doing it intentionally when they're older, but they're more cognizant of what they
Right,
say.
exactly.
And they can be hurtful, and
So-
I want him to know that.
So it would be interesting
Yeah.
to find out as time later
Yeah.
goes
If
on,
you
you know,
change
where
your
you,
mind,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I also am careful what I write,
Mm-hmm.
and part of it is because if something were to happen to me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them, kind of like you were saying, that it's not representative of your whole
Right.
feeling towards them.
Yeah.
I don't want them to hang on to that.
Yes.
But yet, it's also my journal.
Right.
And
But
I want to be able
also-
to use it
But
to.
but not doing both. When you say the negative parts, and I don't mean negative, like I would never sit and call my son
No,
names or say,
no.
but I will say, Connor said this to me today and it cut.
Mm.
Right.
And that really hurt. And
Yeah.
I'll write my feelings about that. Or if he's done something that's really stupid, I'm like, boy, he burnt his butt on that one. He's gonna regret that one when he's
Right.
older, But if I only write the good things, that's also not representative.
Mm.
Right. But
It's still only,
that's what I'm saying. I like the idea of her separating it
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
that it's kind of separate.
Right.
And they kind of understand that,
That-
these are because I really need to just get this off my chest.
Yep.
I like that idea. But I also was keeping a book for them while they were in college.
I remember that you were writing
Mhm.
letters to them.
I wrote letters and would send it to them. But I also had journals specifically for each of them, but it didn't continue.
Yeah,
Yes.
time
Yeah.
gets in the way sometimes.
Exactly.
We have the best intentions.
Yes, I
But
started
what-
that with mine too, and
But what I do,
stopped.
I didn't even finish their baby books. Let's be real.
Right.
Yeah.
when I am annoyed
Best intentions.
with something or someone and it's something I don't necessarily want to be read,
Mhm.
what I do is I just washi it. I washi the pages together.
Oh.
And to me, if you open it
Yeah.
and you look at
That's a
it,
great idea.
okay, well, that's your
Yeah.
problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, my
You
father
can
used
see
to always
it was
say,
sealed.
people
You've been
that
warned.
eavesdrop,
Yeah.
they're bound to hear something about themselves that
Yeah.
they wish they hadn't.
Yeah.
And if you read somebody's journal, you
Exactly.
just might read something
Yeah.
about yourself
Yep.
that you're not gonna
Yeah.
like.
Yep.
And I try to get my husband to read my journal.
Oh yeah.
Like when we have, I mean, we don't have knockout drag out fights, but like every
Yeah.
married couple,
Sure,
we
you have your
disagree.
times.
And I said to him, I don't know, he said, I just don't know how you think. I can't write my, I said, well, maybe if you read my journal, you'd get it.
Right.
Read my journal and you would understand exactly what I'm upset about. What bothered me. It's like, why can't you just tell me? I have.
Yes, and you're not getting it.
You're not
Yeah.
getting it.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe if he went to bed and read my journal here,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
read it, he won't touch it.
Yeah.
I think he's afraid.
Maybe.
I think he's afraid.
You know, I prefer that over it. Truly and honestly breaks my heart when women say like, I can't write stuff because my husband will read it or my boyfriend will read it, and I cannot imagine having someone in my life who would pick that up against my will and read it. I think that it's such
It's a violation.
It's such a violation of the most basic trust. Like yours is different. You're saying it's right here. It's yours.
Yeah, so
I'm
I
open.
trust him to read it.
Completely. But you'll see women comment
Oh, I
sometime
know.
like, and it really does break my heart because it's not about that you don't have anything to hide. It's that someone thinks that they have the right to find out. That's crazy to me.
when you're not open to
When
it.
you're not open to it. I mean, this is a place where I need to be. It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be a place where you need to be.
Yeah.
And so when someone takes that choice away from you,
Yeah,
I
it's
just-
different
it's
if you
very
volunteer.
Totally,
Exactly.
totally
But
different.
for somebody, I didn't journal for years
Mm.
because my mom read my journal. So I
Mm.
stopped reading because I got punished for what she read.
Okay.
Right.
Not that I actually
Mm.
did anything, it was my
Yeah.
thoughts, like any teenager.
Mhm,
So I got grounded for what I
Yeah.
wrote in my journal.
mhm.
So you stop writing.
Of course.
And I couldn't do that to
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
But I'm also pretty, I've changed a lot over the years.
Mm.
I used to be pretty quiet and concerned, but I
Mm.
wouldn't want anybody to know that about me, but now I'm, somebody mentioned, you take your screen and make it bigger and read what I wrote in my journal. If
Right.
you are that bored, have at it. Like if I can
It's true,
entertain you
yes.
that much,
Yeah.
that
for
you're
sure.
gonna screenshot
Yeah,
and
and then-
make it bigger so you can read my
Yeah.
words,
Yeah. It's an
then you know what,
interesting
you
thing,
you
right?
deserve the, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Look at the difference, eh?
Neat, eh? That is so beautiful.
Wow.
This was the first one, right?
I think that was the first one,
No.
wasn't it? No?
This was your first one that came out. I don't even think you had given it the name turmeric. Because I
I
have
want
it
to
in
say
B6.
this was the first.
No, no, I have this one in B6 and that was my first one. And it's a
Oh.
totally different leather.
Because mine looks more like that. And I didn't have
This
the
one?
first one. Mm-hmm.
Mine's more of a yellowish orange, but feel the difference.
I really feel like this is the first one.
Where's
And
your-
what is the little
That
B6
was
one
the-
I have? It's really yellowish orange. It was in my picture. It's more of a yellow orange. And then you got the leather in permanently. It was one of your surprise leathers.
I'm
I should have brought it
feeling
with
like
me.
this was it.
No.
Mhm.
No, because I had the B6 first, because I asked you if you had enough leather and you didn't have enough to make an A5. You only had enough left to make a B6. So I got B6. And it, this
Maybe I
texture.
just said that.
Yeah.
Just
That
kidding.
texture on your B6.
Yeah, this is the same texture as my big
Because
B6.
I have the B6 and the A6, and it's not it's
Oh,
not the
is that
same
right?
texture.
Yeah.
Even the inside is
It's different.
different.
Yeah, so my B6 is the same as this, but it's a different color. But I think mine fade it in the sun and not darken, fade it more. It's almost like it bleached.
Ah,
I'm pretty sure this was the first. You know why? Because I only have one of them. I did not make another one for myself after I got the second batch, and this is what I have in studio.
You're gonna make me go through my Instagram post to find my post, and when I posted the
That'll
B6
save
and when I
it.
posted
That'll
the
be
B5.
interesting. But you know, you can't really tell. You can't say because this is has a lot of
Yeah, it's
texture,
different.
because this can be very smooth in other parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I generally give you things that are textured because I know
Yeah,
you like
I
them,
like them,
or
yeah.
markings.
But it's
I
not. It's just
automatically know
that
that.
I had forgotten about the feel of the B6
right.
until I picked it up the other day and I did the posts and I hauled it out and I'm like, yeah, that was
Yeah.
I'll
You
be
have to
up
look
on-
and let
yeah.
me know, because I
I'll be up
really
till
feel like
3
this was the
a.m.
first one.
There's just something about that yellow. It's
I know.
so gorgeous.
I know. And when I looked at the one that I bought from Anahi that hadn't been used,
Yeah.
it is so bright. Like mine
Is it more like this?
it's more like that,
Mm.
but this feel.
Ah,
And here I am with the ink stains and the water stains, and I sat it out in the sun thinking tanning it would
Yeah.
mesh it all together.
And
I can't even tell. The part I can tell is here.
Oh, that makes me insane.
That looks like
Does
ink.
it?
It is ink, because it ran off one of my pages when he got it wet.
But that's what I see. I don't really, this right here,
You don't notice
Yeah,
that?
no,
those-
you don't notice.
these
showing
right
you.
here, those are
No, not the
stretch
lines.
marks.
It's the watermark.
Oh, I see.
So
It's
there's
darker.
a watermark here,
But you
and
can't,
all right here.
Yeah.
it just looks like it's
There.
used. You know, it's loved.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
I don't,
Oh,
I think
I
it still
see
looks
now.
fantastic
Yeah.
though.
It's soaked right through.
Right.
To me, it just looks like it's
Yeah.
loved.
But I couldn't switch into
Right,
the new
yeah.
one. There I
Yeah.
was sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, no, I
Right.
like kind of like this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And you know, I think that's what a lot of it is about, is how you feel about some, you know, and I don't
It's even
necessarily
that sound.
think, I don't even think you necessarily have to have a leather cover. However, I think sometimes it helps you be excited to write it in. It's inviting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it brings you to
You
it
know?
more. Yeah, I agree.
It's like a pair of shoes. I always liken everything to hair and shoes.
Oh, this is just absolutely.
But look how
gorgeous.
peaked this baby is.
Yes.
It's gonna get dark.
It
though.
is. Gonna,
It is.
It is.
Should give it
It's
a
gonna-
Canada
like
suntan.
caramel color.
That won't happen very often.
I kind of want to do the same type of thing, because sometimes even here,
Mhm.
even though I write whatever here
Mhm.
in my Hobonichi,
Mhm.
I don't, because for some
You
reason,
think somebody might see it?
no, it
No?
just stops me
Yeah.
because of, I don't know what it is that stops me. So it's strange. I know what it is. It's because it's designated as one page. And for me to pour out what I need to
Right.
say, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to write a whole page, but in my mind I'm thinking it might be a whole page, and then I'll spill over the next day.
Yes.
That's the part that's OCD.
Yeah.
It'll spill over the next day, and then, you know,
Yeah.
I think that's what initially stops me from just writing. Whereas if I had like a Moleskine, for instance, inside of this, I could just write.
Just keep going. Absolutely. You wouldn't be interrupted by
I wouldn't
the
think of
title.
this.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
But see, it's those
Yeah.
mind things that can really,
Trip you up.
yeah, because
know.
I have the A6 that's a travel one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem using it out of date, because well, I'll show it to you guys. What I do with it. Where is,
It's over on.
oh. Watch
I'm
this
just too
read
lazy to keep two.
Well, I was finding it with my planning, and then I had a planner that I kept on our counter that anyone could kind of reference. And I had another one, it got too heavy, so I
Yeah.
got the weeks, so it was like my on the go. But then I was having to write things 2 times, pretty much.
For sure.
And then I had a
Right.
separate book for my journal, and I was getting
Too many
too
systems.
overwhelmed
Yeah.
and spending too much time on the planning part, and then I wasn't getting enough journaling, and that was one of my goals this year, is to make a point of trying to journal daily, where I find just having that one page and work on that, it doesn't intimidate
So
me.
this is your
So I
travel
definitely
one?
do it.
Yes, yeah.